So probably for about the first year and a half of being at Syracuse, I didn't really know anybody that was in the music industry programs or anything like that. It really took me until my junior year meeting a couple guys named Theo and Jack and a couple drummers, a couple bass players to, break out. And it wasn't until I started making my album that I really started trying to meet people like that, because I gained this interest again from my high school years to play out and to play at parties and stuff. And yeah, so it took me a little while to get into it. The album's pretty complicated. In a lot of ways, it's sort of like a compilation album, because over the course of my middle school and high school years, I would just release music, and it wasn't to, release an album or do anything. It was just because it was what I liked to do. And over those years, I released a couple good songs that didn't get a lot of attention. So now that I've really delved into the whole art of music production and how to do it on your own, how to mic drum kits and all that stuff, I've really been trying to branch back into it, Put it on Spotify, it's not that hard of a thing to do. It was more of just an exposure, professionalism kind of thing, I used to put my music on SoundCloud, but thinking of your audience, not a lot of people on SoundCloud are looking for garage rock type of music, and that's what I was putting out. So putting it on Spotify, I thought would sort of allow me to link up with artists that were more like me. Every time I try to put out a new piece of music, I always ask myself, would someone like Kurt Cobain or Eddie Vedder or Dave Grohl think that I'm some sort of sellout? Kurt Cobain especially, if he were still here today, would he think that the music I'm putting out is too generic, too pop? I'm always trying to be alternative with the things I do, even when I'm trying to incorporate in, say, production elements that are very new, using MIDI and stuff like that. I try to make sure that my music stays true to who I am and to the artists who inspire me or trying to be. And I'm not trying to make music just to, become a millionaire. Obviously, that's not what I'm trying to do, because it's a pretty small album. But I'm just trying to be the best I can be. I already know exactly what's in my mind for the next album, and when I'm making that next album, I'm sure I'm thinking about the next one after that. I'm always thinking about it every time I take a shower, every time I'm bored in lecture, or whatever it is. I'm thinking about the next way I want to mic up a drum kit, and every time you get a little better. You start out using GarageBand, using the MIDI and the software and stuff, and just making these crappy little tracks, and you end up growing into it where you can't get it out of your mind, So hopefully I'll be able to release another album this summer. I never run out of material, because the way I write my songs, I basically just, whenever I'm sitting around in my room bumming with a guitar or watching Netflix or whatever, I'm always recording things on my phone, and always making sure that if I write a cool riff or a melody or some chord progression, that I'm jotting it down for later use. Because then what I do is I'll go back through all my voice memos, and I'll have these 200 or plus whatever guitar riffs on my phone, and I use that to make an album. I'd just say to never stop making music, even if the music you're making right now is shitty. Eventually it'll get better, and your direction will become more clear, and your audience will become more clear. If you can, try to get something out there at least every year, and every time it'll get better.